Dr. Siddharth Chandra, esteemed speakers, Imam Samsi Ali, Ustazah Fauzia Fauzan, Dr. Farha Abadi, Dr. Afnal Siga, looking for you, then Dr. Muhammad Khalil, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for me to address this auspicious conference jointly organized by the Michigan State University and the Indonesian Consulate General in Chicago. First of all, I would like to wish to express my sincere thanks, particularly to Dr. Siddharth Chandra and his team for arranging this event. Very excellent. Thank you, Dr. Siddharth Chandra. And I would like also thank the speakers, which consists of Imam Samsi Ali, Ustazah Fauzia Fauzan, Dr. Farha Abasi, Dr. Afnal Sigal, and Dr. Muhammad Khalil. Thank you for your participants in this program. And also I would like to thank the MSU College of Education, MSU Muslim Studies Program, and Muslim Mental Health Association for sponsoring this event. This event marks the good long-standing relations between Indonesia and the MSU. In fact, the idea to hold this event was considered during the visit of 20 Indonesian lecturers to the MSU College of Education last February. I'm glad that in a relatively short time we are able to gather an impressive list of speakers for this conference. In this occasion, I would like also to thank Indonesian Embassy in Washington visit to my colleague Mr. Ibrahim Debe, who successfully arranged the visit of Imam Samsi Ali and Ustazah Fauzia Fauzan. For your information, Imam Samsi Ali is living in New York City, and he is one of the most prominent Indonesian scholars on Islam. And Ustazah Fauzia Fauzan is the director of Diniyah Putri, that is a boarding Islamic school for girls in West Sumatra. Ladies and gentlemen, today we will discuss the correlation between religion, education, and extremism in Indonesia and U.S. perspective. I believe that with a right education on the true understanding of religion, people will stay away from doing harm to others or violent extremism. Yet, with several terror attacks that happen in various parts of the world, and the menacing threat of Islamic State, particularly in the Middle East, some people are wondering and blaming religion for these sad turns of events. The concept of jihad in Islam has been hijacked to justify various forms of violence, while the concept itself actually focusing more on Muslims' efforts to be a good believer. This led to a misunderstanding on Islam and prejudice toward Muslims in several segments of community, including in the Western society. And as consequence of this, bigotry and intolerance toward others influence the public discourse and political agenda in many countries. Many Muslims were concerned to see growing Islamophobia in parts of the Western world, and conversely, many in the West were anxious of the anti-Western as well as anti-American sentiments within the Islamic world. It is also more saddening that some people are also argue that religious-based education are to be blamed for those violent extremism. That is not so true. Indonesia, for example, has thousands of Islamic schools, madrasah or pesantren, who educate millions of young Muslims. I can't imagine what will happen to the world if that accusation is true. Yet it is also a fact that very small number of religious preachers have misused the education for extremist teaching. But that is not exclusive to Islam. It also presents a problem in other religious-based education. and it indeed does not suggest that religious-based teaching advocates extremism. I believe that the religious teaching young people receive in religious-based education does not drive them toward extremism. It helps them to immunize against it. It is in this connection that I deem the importance of having an open-minded discussion on these three big themes: religion, education, and extremism. Fortunately, today we have several distinguished speakers who will elaborate further on this issue both from Indonesian and the American perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, religion is one of the important aspects of diversity and pluralism in Indonesia. Though majority of Indonesians are followers of Islam, Indonesia is also home for other religions such as Christianity, Buddhism, Confucianism, and Hinduism. Islam came to Indonesian shore not by force, but by way of trade and persuasion. Islam, therefore, had to be peacefully adapted and had to become tolerant of other faiths in the archipelago. After centuries of practice, this moderate, tolerant, and open blend of Islam became the character of mainstream Islam in Indonesia. Indonesian Islam is also becoming a force for peace and democracy. Different with the difficult experience of Arab Spring, an easy blend between Islam and democracy took place relatively without soul-searching debates or bloodshed in Indonesia. It proves that democracy and Islam can go hand in hand. Now we are becoming the third largest democracy in the world, happens to have the world's largest Muslim population. Except for the modern character of mainstream Islam in Indonesia, the presence of Islamic civil society embodied in the two largest and strongest Islamic social organizations, namely Muhammadiyah and Nahdlatul Ulama, who each has around 30 million members, also support the Indonesian peaceful transition to democracy. It also rejects the idea of violent extremism in most of the followers of Islam in Indonesia. Yet I have to admit that intolerance, friction, and conflict between people or communities from different religious backgrounds happen occasionally in some places in Indonesia. This indeed engenders Indonesia's progressive effort in promoting democracy and human rights at home as well as abroad. Therefore, Indonesia continues promoting the dialogue among faiths, or known as interfaith dialogue, as well encouraging them to translate these dialogues into actual cooperation as basis for building mutual trust and confidence. For your information, I'm happy to inform you that until now Indonesia has 25 countries as dialogue partners on interfaith dialogue, and the United States is one of the partner in which my government had regularly this dialogue in Europe, in Asia, and also in America. And I think the event today is the realization of our commitment to promote the interfaith dialogue. We are also aware that a pluralistic society tends to have varied interests which at times contentious. Yet we believe that such diversity should not discourage dialogues and constructive debate. Considering that the above problems are not exclusive to Indonesia, Indonesia also promotes dialogues between its borders. In this connection, Indonesia at many occasions called for mutual respect and understanding among people of different faiths, and at the same time condemn the defamation of religion that persists in some parts of the world. Indonesia also believes that the voice of the moderates, the voice of reason and compassion, would be heard clearly over din of prejudice and bigotry. Thus, in a global regime of compassion and tolerance, no war is possible. This is the idea that Indonesia has been endeavored to achieve at home and abroad. That is how we can build better relations between Islam and the West, relations based on respect and harmony. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this brief presentation of Indonesia's view on religion, education, and extremism can provide some background for our today's discussion. Definitely, you will be hearing more from our speakers in the course of what I believe is a rich topic. Once again, thank you very much for attending this conference and sharing your ideas on the best way to build a positive correlation between religion, education, and the prevention of violent extremism. Thank you, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for your words of wisdom, Consul.